Yahu, Yehukanan, Dominovitz, Koshaki. All I know right now is that this is one of the many churches that you see around this campus. Now, look at all these symbols. These, people don't know, are satanic symbols. They have nothing to do with Christ, and Christ was not crucified on a cross, he was killed on a stake. You can see this building goes all the way back to 1907. So, let me ask you a question. This being among many of the churches you see, what has it done for anybody? What have these churches done for anybody? I'm going to show you what they say they're going to do. This is how you draw people in if you're in a church. University United Methodist Church. This is what they tell you they're going to do. Right here. Now, right there, college worship, Sundays at 7:45 p.m. Free college dinner, 6:45 p.m. So they give you an hour of eating and drinking, and then they fill your belly up, and then they're going to tell you a bunch of slop garbage theology that isn't even true. And this church is a preponder of homosexuality and abortion and everything that is an abomination. I'm going to show you here. That is the UT Tower. This is a place where in 1966 Charles Whitman went to the top, apparently, whether it was a false flag incident or whether it was real, and I believe many indications tell me it was a false flag. My dad was actually an ROTC during right when this happened. It's hard for me to believe that this incident could even be real, but I'm going to tell you that the UT Tower is a phallic symbol created by the Freemasons that founded this state, and Myro Bobby Lamar was a big player in having this university founded, and he killed massive amounts of the Cherokee people who once inhabited what was called Waterloo. I'm going to put this on pause and show you other things around this campus. Insomnia cookies. Now, a lot of you don't know, this is 24th Street and San Antonio. Now, the reason why this street is named 24th Street is because this really is a street that doesn't sleep too much. 24th Street is a street, it's kind of like New York City. It never sleeps, okay? I'm gonna walk down San Antonio back south, and I'm gonna show you some things. And there's Insomnia cookies again. Very insignific of what that street's all about. These are buildings that are still under construction or more been recently built and added to San Antonio Street. So you can understand that the builders who rejected the cornerstone Christ are the Freemasons who also pastor your churches. And they pastor your Southern Baptist churches, and they pastor all your other churches like Presbyterian and Lutheran especially, and Episcopal. And they're all friends. Look at some of these sororities. Look at these things. They're built like castles. So this is the Pi Beta Theta sorority, everything Greek, right? All that's founded in Freemasonry and secret societies. This is the gateway to finding yourself in a secret society, and a lot of these people do participate in the organized stalking program. I can guarantee you that. So take a good look at what your tax dollars pay for. Congregational Church of Austin, the United Church of Christ, one of the most radical, liberal, feminist, homosexual, pansexual organizations you're ever going to find in that blaspheme the name of Christ. I guarantee you. And I've met a lot of these people when I was going to college. That they're very loose in lasciviousness. Now look at this, state of Texas. This is what your tax dollars pay for right here. This is not a private organization. This is a part of the University of Texas, and this parking garage is just for the university co-op. This is that bookstore right there, that big old bookstore that everybody buys their books from. So again, when you participate in a university system, You are being made up as merchandise according to 2 Peter chapter 2. You're being made merchandise. Now, when I was street preaching, remember, there is a building in the six-pack that quotes John 8:32, that if you know the truth will set you free. But their truth is not the truth of Christ, so they pervert that scripture and therefore merchandise you in the name of Christ. University Presbyterian Church. Okay, so you've got another church. Look what this thing says. University Presbyterian Church strives to embody God's love for the diversity of creation by affirming the dignity of all persons as created in God's image. We welcome people of all races, cultures, sexual orientations, gender expressions, and socioeconomic status in all ministries of the church. And then the campus ministry, 5 p.m. on Sundays, gathering, 6 p.m. dinner, 7 p.m. evening worship. What are they going to talk to you about? It's okay to be gay? Now watch this. Honor God, say no to anti-Muslim bigotry. Rooted, growing, connecting, welcome. Look at the symbolism. I'm not anti-Muslim. I'm anti-Islam. I am anti-deception. And you'd be surprised to know that the Southern Baptist Convention has always had Muslims behind pulpits practicing taqiyya and Sharia law of their own, even within their own church. Now, University Presbyterian Church erected, a nice little term that they use for placing up pagan idols and obelisks and such. Okay, now I'm very surprised to be walking down this and make it look a whole lot different. Okay, here, I'm curious, where now is the Baptist Student Union? They're probably meeting on campus, but I'm going to show you the very first Southern Baptist church I was a member of after I left the independent fundamental Baptist churches. Okay, this is University Baptist Church. This church, I came into this church through a friend of mine named Robert Turner. And let me tell you something, folks. This church has always been a homosexual church. It's always been a church founded on the same so-called diversity. This is the Sigma Delta Tau fraternity, but this is all still the property of University Baptist Church, Austin, Texas. Here's to strong women, may we be them. What in the heck does that mean? Here's to, let me get up on this sign a little bit more so you can really see the message they're trying to portray. Watch this. Here's to strong women, may we be them. Okay, well, yeah, we should acknowledge women. Nobody's denying that. But what do they really mean by what they say? This whole campus area was never anything like this. These big old apartment buildings and all these places, I mean, this is nuts. Now that's where the Baptist Student Union used to be. And that right there may be where it's at now, I'm not sure. But what I will say to you is that is still the church office for the University Baptist Church. And next door to it was the Baptist Student Union, and I guess they went ahead and sold and got a lot of money out of that. But look at all this. This is what happens when you submit to the builders who rejected the cornerstone Christ. Now, I went from University Baptist Church on to Hyde Park Baptist Church, where I showed you I was preaching at, and went on to seminary, and went on to many other Baptist churches before I finally wised up and said to a Baptist pastor named David Kimmerling, I am tired of this Baptist crap. I'm leaving. and he shouted and screamed, "Conservatives!" But David Kimmerling himself is a hardcore liberal and a homosexual sympathizer. Labyrinth. That's an Egyptian term. Labyrinth. Okay. Then there's your University Baptist Church. Okay. And also remember that Larry Bethune was the pastor of this church. He left his wife to marry his gay partner. And then the elders, the deacons, they ordained lesbians and homosexual deacons. Yeah, this is your Southern Baptist Convention. You think this is brand new? This is the way the convention's always been. You've been hoodwinked if you believe it's ever believed the Bible. It never has. And this church, one of the older churches in the Austin area, are the fruits of what the Southern Baptist Convention has really been all about. And you can go look at the history of Austin, Texas, and find out homosexuality has always been around this city. It's never been a new thing. Matisyahu, Yahukanan, Dominovitz, Koshaki, here to shock you with absolute gospel truth and the truth of what the history of America really is. And I'm going to cut this video off and play this later, and I'm going to do a recap, which I'm going to put up first, of the rest of what you did not see on video.